Everyone thinks they need to stop doing fun things they like in order to start self-developing or be better at planning their day. They think they need to stop visiting family, friends, practicing their sports, or going to the gym, or even stop doing a hobby in order to do effectively planning. But in reality, it all comes down to how you plan for yourself. I'm going to share how I plan my day and still keep 3 to 5 hours a day of free time I can do what I want. So with that, it's when I start planning my day. And I do that the night before the day. So I think of everything I need to do the next day. I think the day through. Let's, for example, pick a Saturday. I film this on a Friday. On a Saturday, I will always visit my grandma and grandpa. So I do that every time in the morning. So I know I need to have some time in the morning free. Alright, how late do I want to sleep the night before? If it's on 11, well, I will stand up 8 hours later. So I'll get a rough time plan. I need to work from 2 to 8. So that's the most important thing. I take the biggest time consumptions I have. I want to read my book. It takes an hour. That's what I do. This is the book I read, 48 Laws of Power. I will be talking that in another video. And I write about it because I want to learn it, self-development. That's what I'm doing here. That's what I'm teaching you. So then I have a rough sketch of the plans I want to do. And do not make a 80 task plan a day. You cannot do it. Just think of a few big tasks and plan that. Just say I need to wash my clothes. Write it. So that's the most important thing. Just think of the biggest task and some small tasks you want to do. That's step one. What do I do more the night before? I lay out my clothes and pack my things. Even for school, I packed every book that I needed for the lessons I had. So in that way, when I stood up, it was not shit. I need to pack that. What clothes am I going to wear? It's all a matter of making it easier for you during the morning. You need to start up. Your brain needs to fire up. So it needs an hour or 2 hours to really be at an optimal performance. So that is important that you do that. So what do I do more? Now, as I said, I think my whole day through. The most important things to the less important things. And if something comes up the day, I'll write it down. Always write it down. I have it on my phone. I just open up my agenda, write it down. But what I do myself, I hate doing strict times. Because if you're off by 2 minutes, it feels like a defeat. So I do all the tasks that I want to do and then just do it. I can plan it how I want. If you're more a strictly person, you want to do it by the second, by the minute, do that. Do what works for you. That's especially the most important thing. But now I get into the next thing. How do I stop myself from skipping or procrastinating any task. Well, it's very simple. I do the big things, the most big things, big tasks, which is actually for me this day. It's making a video and edit it to how I want it. That's the biggest task for me. And I want to do it as early as possible. Why? If it is 8 at night and you think, I, I need to do this, but I don't know how. What's the first thing you're going to do? I won't do it. It's the same with homework. Let's take homework, for example. Most people, they come from school and what do? Start relaxing. It's the dumbest thing you can do. Because if it's a big pile of homework, you won't do it at all. There's a little cheat code actually for how you can do it. But I will talk about that later. So that doesn't work at all. It helps to do the big task first. So you can go earlier to bed or do something nice. But if some parents, although my parents don't do it often, I personally like to play a game. If it is a card game, a board game, I like to do it. But I had to say every time, no, I have to study. I need to do my test. I need to do my reading that I like. So that didn't work. So when I started doing the test, the minute I got them, or I started doing the test early, so I had the time to freely plan around, that's the moment I had peace, but it made it more enjoying also because you're not doing the task and think, A, the answer is A, or if I poorly edit a video, you're going to think, what are you doing then? You're making a video, and then it's just, oh, I don't care if you're watching. I care if you're watching. I care that we have the same problems. And I want to help you with that. That's who I am. But I need to deliver something too. So that's why I started doing early. But if something comes up, some fun thing, if it's not a fun thing, it can happen. But you have the time. You can say, oh yeah, no problem, let's do it. It's how you plan your time. But for example, if your partner or some parent in general asks you, hi, can you do the dishes? Or hi, can you clean the floor? Do it immediately. Why? If you have a big task and then there comes a small task of 5 minutes, I usually take a 5 to 10 minute mark. And there comes another small task and another small task. You're now sitting with 4 tasks, where one is taking you an hour and a half, and the others are taking you a half an hour. And then it's evening and you think, no, I'm not going to do it because you have this amount of tasks. So if you get a small task, it's homework, even if it is on school, do it immediately. It gives more peace to yourself and in your mind. Did you think, I do not have to do that anymore? I have this amount of time to do that, so let's do it. That's important. Do small tasks immediately. It changed my world. If my parent asks you, Rick, can you mop the floor? Can you clean the floor? It takes 15 minutes max. I do it immediately. It's gone. Most importantly, your parents aren't saying anymore, "Oh, Rick, you need to do that, you need to do that." That stops too. But it's also in business. You can't say, if a small task of 5 minutes comes, I'll do it later. Your boss is going to think, what's going on? You need to do it. It's important. But it's the same for important tasks. Do them immediately. Why? It's important, but it also relieves you of a lot of stress. But how do you keep doing these tasks? Well, I said it. But now it comes, if you have 4 or 5 tasks a day, you're not going to do 4 or 5 tasks in a row. Do something fun in between the tasks and let yourself have some time to enjoy something. That's important. Give yourself the time to do something fun. Go for a walk. Even scroll on TikTok. I said it in another video. You know what you can watch and what you can't watch. Or you do a quick video spell. It can be 20 minutes, it can be an hour. It's how you plan it. Keep doing something fun. So that way you enjoy doing the task because you get a reward for doing your task, which is obviously the more time you get, but it also gives you a better mood. And then you have the time to do a walk. I talked it about my latest video. Go for a walk. You have the time. If you have a dog, perfect time. So do that. If you have a lunch break too at school or at work, you start chatting with colleagues. It's fun, but it keeps the work fun too. You make the fun. I was always a late planner. I was working to 2 at night to do my task, to do important projects for school. But now I come to a point that you see everywhere these 5 a.m. morning routines. Please do not do them. Most of the days I can wake up at 9, have my tasks done by 2, have all the time I want to do. If there's something like work, or I have an appointment, I can do that. It's just, alright, it takes a half an hour. I put it in between and no problem. But these 5 a.m. morning routines, actually Iman Gadzhi said it, and that's where I got it from. You wake up at 5 a.m. and then you're tired by 12 during the day. Then you'll have a whole day ahead, actually. So do not do those 5 a.m. morning routines. It kills you. Your body is not used to, because we're used to wake up when it's light and we sleep when it's dark. So do not do those 5 a.m. morning routines. You're tired by the time you need to begin. Of course, if you have no other choice, you need to do it for a day, it can. But do not stick to that routine. That's how you get guilt from yourself. Your biggest enemy is yourself. Otherwise, you get overstressed, exhausted. You're just destroying yourself. So please stop those 5 a.m. morning routines. If you have no other choice for a day, you can do it. Like on Tuesday, I need to work at 7 in the morning. So I need to wake up at 5. Most of the time, I'll wake up at 6 because I did all the planning the day before. It's the biggest advice that I can give you. Plan your day the night before. And if something comes up, do it immediately. If it's a small task, but if it's an important task and it takes 2 hours of the day, do it. Only that way you will live stress freely when it comes to seeing your task. So, to sum everything up that I said here, do these steps, do this. And even if you're strictly planner, what I am not, do it strictly. Then do what works for you. Give your own twist to this. What works for me doesn't work for you. So do it, adapt it to your way. And then you will have those hours off. You can relax and you can do what you want. So with that was everything that I need to say in this video, and I hope to see you in my next one.